Hello, I'm Jen. This is Frida. Welcome to a flow practice where we will be targeting primarily the hips. So we'll start with a few sun salutations to warm up, and then we'll move right into some hip stretching and strengthening work. You might like to have a block or two handy for this practice, but it's certainly not required. And you could also certainly use a pillow or two if you like, if you need any extra little bit of padding. So you could certainly pause the video to go fetch those things. And I'll meet you back here as you're ready. Now begin to settle into this time and space that you've set aside for your practice. Feel your body making contact with whatever is beneath you. Let your seat be heavy. Let your spine lengthen. Face, eyes, and shoulders relax. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale out the mouth. 2 more just like that. And then we'll inhale for the Om. Allow yourself this little bit of time to make the transition out of the momentum of your day thus far into here and now. Perhaps you find your way to your breathing. Feeling every moment of the inhale, every moment of the exhale, anchoring you in the present moment. Now, if you'd like a moment to set an offering or intention or personal prayer for your practice, please go right ahead. And then let's find our way to standing at the front of the mat. Hands come to heart center. Feet firmly planted, parallel. Spread your toes wide, press your feet down, lengthen up through the crown of the head. May all beings everywhere benefit from our practice together today. Om Shanti. On an inhale, let's reach forward and up and start to move, going slowly. Plenty of movement here through this first sun salutation. It's an opportunity to continue settling into now, observing whatever's going on in the body without judgment, demand, or expectation. On your next inhale, let's press down and reach up. As you exhale, bend your knees and fold into Uttanasana, standing forward fold, letting your head go. If a full forward fold does not work for you, you could have elbows on bent knees. You could have hands at a waist-high surface and let your upper body hang. You could have hands on a block or two. If your eyes and neck are okay with it, see if you can really let your head go completely. Sometimes it helps to nod the head and shake the head and then just let gravity bring it to stillness. And let's bend the knees until the hands touch the mat and step the right foot back, lowering the knee. Low lunge. You could bring some movement here. Deep breath in, pull your chest forward. Exhale, step back to a plank pose. Your plank could absolutely be on your knees if you prefer. It could be on your forearms if that's better for your wrists. Let's inhale here. On the exhale, lower the knees and sink the hips back for an extended child's pose. Now, if you want to take this in a more restorative fashion, you can let your elbows come towards you a little bit, arms bent and relaxed. If you'd like it a little more active, you crawl the fingertips forward, press into them, lifting the palms and sinking the armpits. Feel the breath move in. Feel the breath move out. And we'll meet on the belly. You could come on the forearms for a Sphinx pose, or if you like, if the back feels ready for it, on the palms for a cobra pose. It could be a teeny tiny cobra pose. Hips are anchored in either pose. Movement is fine in either one. Maybe a little lifting and lowering with the breath. Maybe a little twisting. On an inhale, feel your belly press down and lift the chest. As you exhale, release, push the mat down and forward and move into downward facing dog. Now, of course, at any point, if down dog does not work for you, hands and knees for cat cow is fine. Child's pose is fine. If you opt for the dog pose, of course, movement is fine, is encouraged. Continuing that process of warming the joints, the muscles, checking in. And then let's meet with the right foot front and the left knee down, low lunge. Shoulders relaxed, hips heavy. We're not pushing the hips down, but we're just letting them be soft and heavy. Try to make sure that this right knee is in line with the hip and the ankle, not letting it roll out or in. You want to keep that knee safe and supported. And then let's step the left foot forward to meet the right, Uttanasana. Folding in, inhaling halfway up, exhaling to release, inhaling all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Feel your breath. I'll cue through 2 more sun salutations linked with the breath. You could absolutely go at a slower pace if you prefer. Let's exhale completely together and inhale to lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale, left foot back. Breathe in here. Exhale, lower knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot front. Exhale, left foot front. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath right here. Feel it move in. Feel the breath move out. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale, left foot back. Ears in line with shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the chest, hips heavy. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot front. Exhale, left foot front. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Feel the breath. In and out. Good. Let's take the feet wider than the hips. It's okay to turn the toes out if you like, especially if you're coming all the way down into a squat. I find it helps to turn the toes out. Let's inhale, lift up, lift your ribs, engage your glutes a bit. And then on the exhale, fold forward. Now you have a few options here. You could stay in this wide-legged Uttanasana, moving here. You could come into a high squat, bending the knees slightly and resting the elbows or the hands on the knees. If your knees and hips are okay with it, you could lower the hips further, coming into a full squat with the hands at heart center in prayer or towards the floor in front of you if you need that for balance. Take a few breaths wherever you are. If you're in that low squat, imagine your sitting bones are heavy, low back decompressing. And then we'll add in a twist to the right. So if you're down low, you could bring your left hand down, maybe bring your right hand beside you or lift up. If your back is warm enough to bind around that left leg, you could do that. If you're in a high squat, you could have hands on knees and twist to your right. You could let that left shoulder come forward, right shoulder pull back. And then release through center. And then we'll twist to the left. So if you're down low, right hand can come down, maybe left arm comes up, maybe binding around that right leg. And again, if you're in the higher squat, look over your left shoulder, letting your right shoulder drop down. And release the twist, come back to center. Let's bring both hands down and step your left foot back, bringing the right foot back in line with the hip, lowering the left knee, untucking the toes. Let the hips be heavy, more weight in your right heel than in your right toes. Pull the shoulders back, chest forward. From here, we'll move into a twist. So left hand comes down, right arm reaches up. Begin to open as much as you like. You can move that right arm. You can move your head. Do take care that we're not collapsing into the left shoulder. Really push that hand down. You could certainly have that hand on a block if you like. And then from here, keeping this twist, curl the back toes under, lift that left knee up, push the heel back, checking with the right hip. If it's swaying out to the side, try to pull it back square with the left hip. reaching towards the floor and towards the ceiling with the hands. You could stay here if you wanted to add a balance component, more of a balance component. You could push off the back foot, coming into Parivrtta Ardha left leg lifted, right arm lifted. Again, checking in with the hips. And then let's all meet Warrior Two. Left foot steps back, unwind, right arm forward, shoulders relaxed. Gazing out over the right fingers, shoulders heavy. We're not letting the chest pop forward. We've got ears over shoulders, over hips. Feel this breath in and this breath out. Releasing the arms down, interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, press the knuckles down, lift the chest. Exhale, come forward inside the right leg. If the shoulders allow, the arms can come, or the hands can come overhead. Try not to let the right hip sway back and out to the right. See if you can square the hips a bit more. And then let's release the hands down. We'll bend the right knee a bit more and let the left heel come up, left toes come up to come into a half squat on the right. Now, your half squat may not be this low. That's fine. Maybe your half squat is here. That's actually harder work. So wherever your half squat is, the right knee is bent. If you're down low, you could have hands at heart center. If you feel steady, you could once again bind around that right leg. 2 full breaths here. And now we'll go over to the left side. So pushing into the right foot, shifting through center, bend the left knee, right toes turn up. And again, your half squat may be down low. It may be up higher. That's okay. If you're down low and balanced, you could add in hands to heart or binding around the left leg. And then let's release. Push into the left foot, meet in Prasarita Tanasana, standing straddle. Move here however you like. And walk the hands to the front of the mat, step back to plank pose. Breathe in. Exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. And inhale, lifting up, anchoring the hips, pulling the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here or in whatever else might be a resting pose for you. And then let's meet with the left foot front, right knee down. Low lunge, second side. Sinking the hips. Making sure that left knee stays in line with the left hip and left ankle. You could absolutely have hands on blocks here to bring the floor up to meet you. And then let's add in that twist to the left. So right hand stays down, left arm lifts up. Maybe you move through the head, neck. Maybe that left arm is moving, getting some space across the front of the left shoulder. There's space around the right shoulder because we're pressing the mat away from us. And then bring the arms in line. So you're pressing towards the floor and reaching towards the ceiling. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee up, and then check in with the left hip. If it's swaying out or forward, see if you can square your hips, really push into your whole left foot and reach that right heel back. Breathing here, feeling long from foot to head and from hand to hand. You might take a break. You might stay here. You might bring that right hand a bit further forward and push off your back foot for Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana on the second side. That left shoulder may be trying to drift downward. Pull your shoulder blade down your back. Pull that left shoulder back and up, reaching long front to back, floor to ceiling. And then we'll meet in Warrior Two. Unwinding. However you get there. Once you're there, checking in with the front knee, not letting it roll in. Hips relaxed and heavy. Spine tall, gentle core engagement to keep us from arching. Ears are over shoulders, back of the neck is long. Let's turn the palms up on this side, and once again, let your shoulder blades sink. Then release the arms, interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, come forward inside the front leg. Maybe letting the hands come overhead. If that left hip or, both hips are reaching back, try to square them a bit. It's okay to bring a deeper bend into the front knee, if you like. And then let's release the hands down, and we'll find that half squat to the left. So again, that could be down low. This time I'll demonstrate higher up. So if you're higher up, you could have that right foot flat on the mat, or you could work towards lifting the toes up. If you're down low, work on having the toes pointing up. Left knee, we're not letting it roll in. We're keeping it pointing right over that second toe. Chest lifted. And then engage your core. Think about pulling your sitting bones together. And then shift over to the other side. Again, especially if you're up high, don't let that right knee roll in. Tracking straight towards that second toe. Chest tall. Maybe the toes turn up. Steady breath. And then let's all straighten both legs, turn the toes forward, and once again, come into Prasarita Tanasana. Move here however you like. Try not to let your knees collapse inward. Press into the entire foot. So if the knee's rolling in, you might have a little more weight in the inner edge of the foot. Maybe press a little more in the outer edge of the foot and pull up on the kneecaps. Deep inhale. Exhale out the mouth. 2 more breaths here. Now, we'll heel toe the feet towards one another, coming back to that wide-legged Uttanasana. So feet a couple feet apart, a little wider than the hips, perhaps. Toes could turn out if you like. And once again, you could stay in this wide-legged forward fold. You could come into a high squat, hands or elbows on your thighs. Or if the knees and hips are okay with it, you could lower your hips down, coming into a full squat. We'll be here a few breaths. So whatever kind of movement or stillness you like. If you're feeling warm enough, up for a bit of a challenge, and you're in the low squat, you could work on full Titibasana Firefly pose. To do that, we lift the hips enough to bring our hands back behind us and outside the feet, fingertips pointing forward. We reach the elbows back and then start to bring your feet forward, and your thighs are resting on your upper arms. And then maybe the feet come up. If your inner thigh muscles are longer, you might fall on your tush, or you might push your thighs down and straighten your legs. Any amount. And then wherever you are, let's let that go completely and come sitting. From here, we'll work in Gomukasana legs, right leg on top. So pop your knee if you need to, right knee over top of the left. If this does not work for you, knees, hips, low back, anything, just find a comfortable enough seated position, maybe just cross-legged. And then we'll add in eagle arms on top. If there's something going on with the shoulders making eagle arms not work for you, give yourself a great big hug with the left arm on top, maybe catching your fingers to your shoulder blades. Otherwise, left arm on top, crossing above the elbows, bending the elbows to lock the arms together. Shoulder blades heavy down the back, ears over shoulders over hips. We are mixing species here. We've got cow face legs and eagle arms. It's okay. You could experiment if you like with letting your chin tuck down towards your chest. You'll probably come up with some metaphor about how we're staying grounded to the earth and then soaring up into the sky. You can ponder that if you like. And then release, unwind, move your shoulders. And then we'll switch. So the left knee is on top. And then right arm on top, either giving yourself a great big hug or doing the eagle arms. Shoulder blades heavy. We're not letting the chest pop forward. Just enough core engagement to keep shoulders stacked over hips. You can think about your shoulder blades gently sliding away from your spine. Maybe the chin tucks towards the chest. Relax your jaw and tongue. And then we'll let that go. Unwind completely. Release your legs. Give a little kneecap massage, perhaps. And then we'll come onto the back with one or two blocks. Here are a couple options for you. You could come into a bridge pose if you like a little bit of restorative practice at this point. So having your block underneath your sacrum down close to your tailbone, like so, and just breathe. Lots and lots of benefits of restorative bridge pose. Or if you've got a couple blocks, you could bring soles of the feet together. They could be in close like Uttanasana, or maybe a little further out if that feels better for you. And let your knees come out and rest on those blocks, maybe hands resting on your torso. Also restorative, but if this causes any kind of pinching in your hips or low back, do the bridge pose instead, or legs up the wall. So we'll take a little bit of time here to settle in, to reconnect with the breath if we've lost our way, to let the shoulders soften, to just be here. Now, taking your time, we'll just find our way to some sort of position that will work for you for Shavasana. So if you're in that reclining bound angle, you could straighten your legs out. If you're in the supported bridge, you could lift the hips to slide your block out. If you're in legs up the wall and you prefer to stay there, that's okay. Or you can come down onto the floor. Let your feet fall open. Deep breath in through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Relax your feet, ankles, and legs. Relax your glutes and hips, belly, lower back, middle back, upper back. Relax the ribs and chest. Collarbones and shoulders. Arms, wrists and hands. Relax the neck and throat, jaw, tongue, face and eyes. Relax the eyelids and eyebrows and the space between the eyebrows. Relax the forehead and scalp, leaving the body by itself to rest. Slowly begin to find your way back to your body, feeling your breath, feeling your fingers and toes, perhaps taking a stretch overhead. Perhaps you stay as you are for a little bit longer, or perhaps you find your way to sitting. Either way, allow yourself to be present here and now. Very easy for the mind to get sidetracked and jump off into the next thing. And then we'll conclude with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti for peace. Let's inhale together. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all beings everywhere be free from suffering. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me for today and for taking time to take care of yourself. Om Shanti. See you next time. Thanks.